All right. So this is my third time trying to record this nonsense today because I'm a moron and I'm using different software and I'm a. Did I mention I'm a moron? I'm a moron. Anyways, I'm Taylor. It's September 7th, 2022. This is a Cranky comic book review. It's a light week. It's not a great week again. My LCS had a delay in getting stuff from Diamond, so I'll read it next week, whatever I missed out on, which is some DC stuff, some indie stuff, some whatever. So there are some DC books in here, just not all of them. And yeah, we're going to start with the worst book. All Out Avengers #1. I don't even like the cover that much. It was a variant cover. Scotty Young. Normally I dig Scotty Young, but this is kind of a weak Scotty Young cover, I think. Or weakly colored. There's something off about it. This is written by, what the hell? I should probably have, this is my third time doing this, so you'd think I'd have it memorized. Greg Land's the artist. I really don't like the artist. And the story I really don't like either. It's Derek Landy. I don't know what Derek Landy has written. I don't really care. I'm not going to do any research and find out. This is just another Avengers title nobody needed. And Greg, just draw normal panels and draw like a story that makes sense and draw things that aren't just photocopied. God damn it! Greg Land bugs me as an artist, and I probably would not have picked this up if it weren't such a light week for me. And it is just another Avengers book. You're chucked in the middle of action. You don't really have an idea what's going on, and by the end of it, you still don't have an idea what's going on, which is fine. But you need to have some interesting shit happen in the middle for me to care. And what happens in the middle is like still kind of just told in a very weird way, and I just don't give a rat's ass. It's 2 fight scenes. That's basically this issue. It's all right. If you love Greg Land, you're going to love this book. If you don't care about a cohesive through line and you don't really give a shit about a overarching plot and you just want to see, a spiky Carol Danvers, whatever you can do, it's probably okay for you. I didn't care for it. I won't be reading any more of it. I just got it because I'm a speculative horror, and I'm like, maybe there's something interesting will happen. And I keep having weird flashes of optimism. I need to stop that. There's no reason to be optimistic anymore. Like, most Marvel books are just average, mediocre bullshit. And this is just average, mediocre bullshit, and I am part of it, and yay. I just gave Marvel money. I'll give them more money, too. Like, whatever. All right. It is what it is. I've been having burnout, maybe. I don't know, whatever. Not been super enthused about comic books lately. At least new stuff or reading weekly stuff. I'm still going to do it. Don't fret your little hearts out about that, but it's just nothing's really grabbing me the past couple weeks. And some of it's like delivery issues, some of it's been slow weeks, some of it's just what I've gotten to read is mostly mainstream and it's just not that exciting. But I don't know, you ever get that way where you're just like, I don't care. And there's not much this week I care about. Like, there's nothing truly awful, nothing truly offensive, just mostly, it's all right. And so just, if you want to skip to the end, it'd be like, yeah, it's all right. I don't blame you. But we're going to go with Poison Ivy #4. This book does enough every damn month to keep me reading, and that's kind of about it. G. Willow Wilson's on the writing, and Marcio Takara, I believe is the first name, on the art. It's trying to walk this line of, like, having you feel sympathy for Poison Ivy while she's trying to destroy the human race. And I can empathize with part of that. I don't care about her sadness and her sorrow. I just want her to destroy the human race. It could be a better comic. And the art is kind of all over the place, too. Some of it's really great, some of it's fantastic, and some of it's kind of, all right. Like, the talky bits and the panel-to-panel stuff, they're fine. But when Takara's really gets going and draws some big horrific splash pages, I kind of dig it. And I kind of dig the horror elements. I just don't care so much about a redemption arc for Poison Ivy. It's just not a character that I think really needed it. I mean, I get why it's being written, and I get all that, and I get what G. Willow Wilson's trying to do. And as I said at the beginning of the review for this issue, it does enough to keep me reading on it, and that's kind of about it. I'm 4 issues in. I'm hoping it ends next issue. I'm thinking it's probably longer than that. If it just hasn't gone anywhere. Every issue has been, Poison Ivy in a different town, sees a little bit of good in humanity, sees some bad, and still decides to wipe out the human race. Not to spoil the whole plot, but it's been repeating for 4 fucking issues. And like, it has to go somewhere. It has to start doing something other than just the churning of that. And that's all this has done. And yeah, monthly comic book. It's the churn, people. It's the churn. All right, next. I missed a few issues of this one. Flashpoint Beyond. I kind of just, it was okay in the first 2. I just not enough to grab me, and I picked this up because it was such a light-ass week. And this is fine. I hated the first couple pages of this. It's Jeff Johns and like a committee of writers on this, which also is kind of scaring me. Like, I don't know how they divide the chores, but like the first couple pages are just talking heads debating the multiverse, and it's tying into, I think, Dark Crisis, which probably came out this week, and I'll read that issue next week, even though that series hasn't done me either. But once it gets going and gets away from that, it's not bad. It's Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's long-lost, long-dead father in a different multiversal thing, doing multiversal shenanigans because the multiverse keeps multiversing and resetting itself or some shit. And it doesn't... I don't think I've missed much by skipping a few issues of this, really. It's been Thomas Wayne trying to figure out what's wrong. And this issue is Thomas Wayne trying to figure out what's wrong, and he's getting closer to figuring out what's wrong, but it's still... something's wrong. And you learn who the Joker is in this alternate world, and... spoilers. Not spoilers, but there's only so many characters it could be because they only introduced so many characters. So you'll figure it out. And you learn Two-Face and you whatever. It's okay. It's enough to grab me on this. I'll probably read it digitally when it's all said and done. The art's harmless and fine on this. It didn't really wow me. It didn't really do anything negative for me. It really was just kind of eh. And the book itself, I probably might have a little more enjoyment if I read issues 3 and 4. I think those are the ones I missed, but I read 1 and 2. Maybe only missed 1 issue. I'm not going to go back and look. But yeah, it's all right. There's only 1 issue left of this. I don't know how they're going to wrap this one up. Although I have a feeling, I have an idea. I have an idea what they're going to do, and I think it's going to be really annoying, and it's going to probably have repercussions that are annoying for a while, but not to spoil it. Annoying people. Annoying. All right, next. Ghost Rider number 6. Yeah, number 6. This is better than the last issue. Last issue bugged the hell out of me. It was like a weird motorcycle chase thing that for no real reason. And that, honestly, here's the reason why they had it. To get Wolverine in a room with Ghost Rider. It's on the cover. I'm not spoiling that much, people. So Wolverine's in a room with Ghost Rider. Kind of ignores the rest of that motorcycle chase that they kind of left off in the middle of or whatever. And there's still no explanation for why that chase was happening or what happened or what any of that crap. And up and before that, Ghost Rider had been a sort of wake up, go to a town, find something horribly wrong, and try and fix it as Ghost Rider, and then wake up as Johnny Blaze and rinse and repeat. This is at least bringing the B plot forward into the A plot and realizing there's something horribly wrong with Johnny Blaze. And not spoiling much, but that's this issue. And it's got Wolverine, who seems Wolverine-y. I mean, Benjamin Percy's writing writing both books. I think he just was like, well, let's get the two characters from right together in a room because then I don't have to think of new shit. And so it's fine. It's not bad. It's better than I expected out of a Ghost Rider book. I didn't really have high expectations going into this series. And it's entertaining. I don't love the art on this one either. I don't know if Peoples has been writing or has been drawing the issues up until now, or if this is a fill-in artist, but it's okay. It's at least it got some gridded panel structure and a fairly clear storytelling. It's just that, I don't know, there's something off about it for me. But I mean, it's gridded. You're not going to lose sight of what's going on in the story. He draws a fun little Wolverine. So maybe I'm just being cranky today. I probably am. And then the B plot, yeah, the B plot is the more interesting nature of this. Otherwise, like the Wolverine Ghost Rider interaction, it just seems like it goes on a little too long in this issue. And we'll see how it goes from here on out. It's about time this book started going somewhere. We're 6 issues in, and it seems to be Marvel's thing lately. Like, we'll just spend a whole lot of time wasting the reader's time and milking more money out of them before actually telling a story. And so at least it's starting to tell a story. So, not bad. All right, next we have Moon Knight number 15. I went off on the previous recording of this. Well, non-recording, because did I mention I'm a moron? I think I probably did. They're finally addressing the DID, the dissociative identity disorder of the Moon Knight character, and I'm digging that. It's not the best iteration of it. I think that's probably Jeff Lemire, maybe Warren Ellis. No, not Warren Ellis. Probably Jeff Lemire had the best iteration of it. But this is at least getting it addressed as a character because McKay, who's hit or miss for me as a writer, and I really have been digging his Moon Knight. If you watch any of my previous reviews, you'll know that. But has pretty much ignored the dissociative identity disorder up until the last issue. And then it's kind of come to the forefront, and now it's addressing it more so in this. And I know other reviewers have said that they didn't love this issue because of that, but I think it was a necessary thing for the Moon Knight thing. It has slowed down the sort of breakneck pace of the book a bit, and that's also okay. This is more of an investigative issue, which is not bad. And I like it for the most part, and I like Alessandro Capucio's art for the most part. What I don't think is his strong suit is character design. The character design of the villains are just kind of generic and bland, and that just looks like a weird combination of Gambit and Sabretooth to me. And then the other, I don't know, skull-faced trenchcoat woman. And I don't know, it's not the artist's strong point, and faces aren't actually even really the strong point. But I do like the inky kind of fluid nature of it all, and I really like the colorist, and I keep forgetting the colorist's name. Rochelle Rosenberg. I like Rochelle Rosenberg's color on this book quite a bit. Spoilers: Moon Knight or Miracle Man is not in this. This is the variant cover. I just dig Miracle Man as a character, and so I thought, hey, I should probably pick up the variant cover for no good reason. But look, I guess it's coming in 2022 with Neil Gaiman's book. Miracle Man's coming back. Has nothing to do with the review. It's a fine issue. It's a slow enough issue that whatever. Everything this week has been kind of a yeah. This is meh plus, so whatever. You could skip it, you could not. But I'm digging the Moon Knight, and I'm still digging this issue. All right, best book of the week. We have Batman 127. I don't like this cover that much, but it says Jorge Jimenez doing the art and doing the art on the main story in here, and Chip Zdarsky writing. Zdarsky's like pulling old references out of the hat in this one. He's calling back to like the Grant Morrison Tower of Babel storyline, like Grant Morrison's like first or second storyline on the old JLA book he did in the 90s where Superman had a mullet. And yeah, I mean, I'm digging that part of it. And then he's going back even further to other stuff like the alternate rainbow suited Batman. I can't think of the name in here. And it's cool. Hang on, what's it? Oh, Zur-NR. I think that's another Grant Morrison. So at least Zdarsky has read Grant Morrison's run on Batman and Grant Morrison's run on JLA. He's done that much research. And you learn what failsafe is in this issue, and it's a big fight scene for most of it while you're learning in the background what the hell's going on. And it's kind of, I think, going to end up being a bit of a reset for Batman, which I think is needed, because Tynion kind of just did the character dirty. And Josh Williamson didn't do much on the little bit of run he was there. And I could be wrong. I don't know. It's not going to be a hard reset, but I think it's going to be a mental reset for Batman, which I think was needed. Jimenez's art is still fantastic. I don't necessarily love all the coloring that he does, but I mean, it just kind of reads as one wash of the same color to me. So that's a minor nitpick. It's a fun issue. This is the best issue of Zdarsky's run thus far, I think, and not just because it's the explainy issue mixed with fight scenes. It just kind of feels like it took him a few issues to get his groove, and I think he's getting there. And then there's a backup story with Catwoman and what's going on with Oswald Cobblepot, and that's from Belen Ortega on the art. I don't care about that artist. The artist is fine. Nice little splash page, which is a little interesting to have in a 4 or 5 page story, but it wraps up that Catwoman story pretty effectively, and you kind of learn what's going on with the dead penguin, as it were, and the dead penguin's family. Overall, fairly solid. I like Zdarsky's writing as a whole, and I do like his run on Batman. I don't think it's amazing, but I do think it's better than what's come before, and I think he's going to help right the ship as far as the Bat titles go. Not all the Bat titles, but just the main Batman title. So it's my favorite book this week. This was a close second, and everything else, it's all right. Yeah, and that's all I've got. I think this is a fairly short one for me. It is. Don't be a dick. There's something that the internet community loves to kick people when they're down, and this is not about me. This is not a vague book in me. There's just things that are happening in the community like right now, and like there's a lot of attacking going on, and this is kind of goddamn awful. And there's just sometimes people just be nice to each other. Just honestly, just don't be a dick. It's not that fucking hard. All right, whatever. I'll see y'all next week. Later.